morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm meadsyreplays and welcome back to the channel. Today we're looking at the Chieftain Mk, which has arrived back in stores, and you can pick this up for some gold. It is a tier 10 British heavy tank, and what a fantastic tank this is. It has just over 3,100 DPM, which I believe makes it the third highest DPM heavy in the game. Obviously, the WZ113 is sitting at top, and just behind that is the FV215B, and then a little bit just below that is the Chieftain. But I do actually prefer the Chieftain over the FV215B. Now, the turret is absolutely amazing, and it has that 10 degrees of gun depression to go with that amazing turret. It has high pen HE as well. It is British. It doesn't quite have. It's not quite Hesh, or it is Hesh, but it's not as good as the FV4202 or the Death Star, so it's not as high pen as them. Now, you could pick this up for around 17,500 gold, or you can get it for 20k gold, which will probably have the camo and maybe full equipment. So a pretty average price for a tier 10 that has been in the game for some while. I've never ever regretted buying this tank. It is one of my favourite heavies in the game, and it is really fun. And I'm going to have two battles here. None of them are mine. I did actually play it, but then I got these two replays, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to use these replays because it will showcase just how good this tank actually is. So the speed is better also than the FV215B. It's quite quick. It really is quick for a heavy. So you can get out of trouble very quickly, or you can go support your medium tanks, but majority of the time you will be playing with the heavies front line, hold down, and using that amazing turret. Of course, it does have the hatch on top that is very weak. It can actually be HE'd if it has been hit correctly, but it is quite small. It is not a massive hatch, so if you're moving backwards and forwards, you will people are going to go for that hatch, but it's going to be very difficult to be able to hit. So it is an easy pen, but again, if you're just rocking backwards and forwards, and that is how I definitely would consider playing this tank. Definitely, it's a hold down tank. Your hull is not very strong, so if you are in the open, you're going to get absolutely wrecked, and of course, your side armor isn't the best. Your rear armor isn't great either. So you can actually be HE'd from the side, and you can be HE'd from the rear. So always try and face the enemy using that gun depression. Get that turret showing to the enemy, and you will have an enjoyable game, and you'll probably have a good game as well. So this game, we're watching Timmy. He's already done 3.8 thousand damage. Now, he was going to push around, but he has now taken the attention of these two tanks. Now, he doesn't want to get hit from either one of these tanks because he's going to get a nasty shot. They both got big alpha shots, and he's a two-shot. This Jaeger can actually clear him in 2 shots, but his team are dying. The enemy are dying. It's now a 4 versus 4. He's still got a little bit of hit points left, so he's just going to wait for his opportunity to go around, and hopefully that the Jaeger is not looking. And seeing that he's moving forward, now will be the perfect time. But you can see he's looking back there because there is another TD that he just doesn't know where he is. But at least he knows the normal positions for TDs, and he's trying to get away from that position where the Death Star could be. Now, the Death Star is actually in that position, but sadly for the enemy team, he has gone AFK. So he's now using this ridge. You can see he's using this ridge, and you can see that he did get the bounce, and that's actually his first bounce of the game. So now he's going to get the leopard. Of course, he is going to go for that HE. 558 damage done to him, and that's bringing him down to a 1-shot, enough for the E5 to clear him. So it's a 3-on-3 now, and he's going back to help this grill. If the Jaeger pushes, unfortunately he does shoot there. He should have waited, and of course the Jaeger is going to go for the grill, which is the right decision. He was a 1-shot, and he's not just going for the damage, he would go in to clear targets. So he's already had a good game now. There goes the VK. He's now on 6,000 damage, and you can just see this is what you've got to do when you're face hugging. Just wiggle your turret, and they will struggle to penetrate you. They won't know where to hit, and as you can see, that the Jaegeru just didn't know when to shoot. He was trying to aim at the weak points, but he wasn't able to get there. So now Timmy is on 6,300 damage with just the Death Star left. Now at the moment he has no idea where the Death Star is, so considering the Death Star hasn't got a kill, he is going to go and see if he was AFK, and he is just sitting there on the hill. Now at the moment he's not aware that he is AFK, and luckily for Timmy, the IS-4 is actually going to cap. So that is absolutely perfect for Timmy, because this 1908 damage or hit points is all for him. Now he's going to definitely want to get one more shot in. He's on 7.6k damage. If he can get one more shot in, which he does, that brings him just above the 8,000 damage mark with one shot left, and he is going to kill him for his second kill. So really good game there. Didn't take, I mean, it was pretty easy with that AFK, but that's the kind of thing that you can do in this tank. It would have probably been a loss. Probably it would have been a loss if that Death Star wouldn't have been AFK. But 8.2k damage, 1,854 base XP, which is pretty good. Next up, again, we're going to have a really nice game, and this time we're going to have a double platoon from General. Now these are a double Chieftain platoon, and if played correctly, this can be brutal. If you're playing together, working well together, sticking by each other, then this is a really good platoon. However, General is going to do much better than his platoon mate, and this kind of map is actually really good for the Chieftain, because it has a lot of hills, a lot of dunes, and a lot of ridges. So which is absolutely perfect for the Chieftain. Now, I have made a video before about the Chieftain camo. Now, the Chieftain camo, being British, I think this is one of my favourites. If not, it is my favourite camo in the game. I think it looks amazing. Now, Pantouf doesn't like the camo at all, but honestly, I think the camo looks amazing. The tank looks amazing, and it plays amazing. And it's definitely, if you've got a spare 17 or if you've got a spare 20,000 gold sitting around, then yes, it definitely is worth buying. If you haven't got the gold, then of course it's a lot of money. So I'm not going to sit there and say you should buy the tank, because a lot of you don't have that kind of money to buy the tank. But if you do have the kind of money and you're thinking about buying the tank, then I would definitely recommend buying this tank. But again, if you've not got the money and it's going to leave yourself short of money, then no, of course, don't buy it. Real life comes first. Real life comes first before a pixel game. But if you do have that spare change, people save their gold. People buy gold when it's on offer. People sell collectible tanks. So if you do have that kind of gold, then yes, I would recommend. It is one of the best tier 10 tanks. It's not OP. It's definitely not OP. Far from OP, but it is a really good tank, and I really enjoy playing this tank. It is one of my favourite tier 10 heavies in the game, along with the IS-4. And it is a tank I play. It is a tank I regularly play, not just to get footage, but just to play for a little bit of fun. So General, now he's decided to sit in the middle while his two-mate and a couple of others have gone to the caves. So he's managed to farm only 1,600 damage at the moment, and the enemy are 2 tanks down, and there's 1 tank down for his team. So he hasn't lost any hit points yet, but he does have a nasty VK72, which you can see in them kind of positions is very difficult to penetrate. Now, the penetration on this thing is 260, which isn't so bad. It isn't the worst, or it isn't the best. It is, I mean, the FV215B is 259, so you do have a tiny little bit better than the FV. I think the premium ammo isn't the greatest. I mean, I think it's just over 300 millimeters, but you can get by. You have enough penetration to deal with these tanks. You have enough penetration on your premium rounds to look at the weak points that you can't quite get with the normal ammo, like the E100 cheeks, for instance. You can't pen them with the normal ammo, but again, as soon as you switch to the APCR, the premium APCR, then you will easily be able to penetrate. So General now, I mean, this Leopard he kind of gave up on the Chieftain and went to go for the E100. Now, there is the Jag Tiger there is an E75 there, and they're both going for this E100, which is absolutely perfect for General, because look at this, the E75 doesn't want to know, which is the correct decision. They are both going for the same target and not... they're focus firing, but they're not done really, really well. So now General has the behind of this E75. It's now a 4 versus 3. Why you bully me, says the Yag Tiger. There goes the T22 and OP tanks. So it is now a 3 versus 3. This E100 is facing sideways. Not a good position for an E100, but he does now. General does get a nice 500 max roll, and originally he was going to leave the E75 for the E100 to deal with, but then he just turned around and he was able to clear him. So now it's a 2-on-2. Now he's going to get this shot into the VK. He can probably take a shot from the VK, but he needs to be very, very careful, because the T62A is one of the highest DPM tanks in the game. And now he's on 4 kills, 6.9k damage. Is he going to rush the T62? The T62, he's already got 2 kills, so we don't know how well he's done. But if he rushes him, it's going to be very difficult for the T62 to penetrate. With that amazing turret it's got. So he is doing exactly that. Now he has plenty of hit points, he has plenty of DPM to deal with this T62A. Now he's going to get one more shot into the guy, and then the E100 is going to come and take the kill. Unfortunately, he doesn't get the 5th kill, but still 8,400 damage. He blocked 1,600 damage. So you can block shots in the thing. You can have amazing games just like he done here. 8,400 damage. Make some nice credits as well. So well played, both of you. Thank you for sending me that in. That is the Chieftain Mk. An amazing tank. If you do get it, or if you're thinking about getting it, it is worth it. Hope you enjoyed it, guys. I'm Mk.